Welcome back, everybody. We got some rumors going around, and we're going to get into this. Welcome back to Political Ray with me, Ray. Now, we got some rumors going around. President Trump saying that he is mulling over replacing Hegseth for Secretary of Defense with Ron DeSantis. Now, this comes from a lot of allegations coming out against Pete, saying there was, infidelity rumors, and he apparently has a drinking problem, according to people that he's worked with in media, saying that he's got some issues with drinking that they don't particularly care for. Let's not forget though that every time Kamala Harris gets on camera, she seems like she's drunk too. So take it all with a grain of salt. We don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, but the rumors going around saying that Ron DeSantis may be the next person coming up for the Secretary of Defense. So we're going to take a look at this, and we'll get into this here. We'll take a look here. Now, this DeSantis. This says DeSantis for Defense Secretary. Trump considering replacing Hegseth with Florida Governor. Report. This is from Sean Hannity, which I tend to believe what he says most of the time. But again, this is just rumored, but it's coming out a lot of places. So maybe somebody from the incoming administration has said something to somebody, and it's gotten around. So the prospect of this, okay, so Florida's made a lot of strides, okay, as far as with Ron DeSantis being in office as the governor, they've made a lot of strides towards what I mean. He's been reelected. His first election was pretty close. The next one wasn't so much. Now, people like DeSantis, especially in Florida. They like what he's done. He's made that state completely red, and people like what he's been doing. Now, to see him leave for a spot in the Trump administration might upset some people, and rightly so. I mean, like I said, he's done a lot of good work down there, and people are not they're not going to be too happy to see him go if he takes a spot in the Trump administration. I don't agree with this move, and I'll tell you why. For one, like I said, he's done a lot of good work in Florida, and people are not going to want to see him leave as the governor. They like what he's doing. They want him to stay as the governor. Now, the other part of this is they've already gotten rid of one pick from Trump. Okay. Now, Matt Gaetz was kind of pushed aside. There was a lot of there was a lot of accusations against him. He actually withdrew on his own, but I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that Trump was probably telling him, "Look, you're not going to get confirmed, so we need to move on and pick somebody else." On the other hand, it could have been the fact that he did just not want to bring drama to the campaign and or the administration incoming, and he wanted Trump to hit the ground running, like he said when he withdrew. But you've got one that's already gotten out. If Pete gets pushed out as well, they're not the left is not going to stop with him. Okay, they will come after the next guy, and then the guy after that. Think about them; they're coming after Pete hard, saying that he's a bad pick, he's unqualified, he's just a weekend talk show host, blah yada yada yada. Okay, so if he gets pushed out, who do they move to next after he's out? Do they move on to RFK, and then RFK gets pushed out? Who do they move on to next after that? Tulsi Gabbard. They push out Tulsi Gabbard, and on and on and on and on. If they keep, if Trump keeps replacing his picks, the left will not stop attacking and going after his picks until they just dwindle it down to the people that they're just okay with, or people that they actually want in the cabinet with President Trump, so that he can't do anything. I don't think that this is a good move because of that fact. You can't you can't just keep moving on because of attacks from the left. If you pick the guy, stick with him and try to get him confirmed. That's that's what you got to do. It doesn't matter what President Trump does. The left is not going to like it. They're going to attack it because it's Trump. Now, that being said, I think he should stick it out and try and get them confirmed. That's what I think. Now, if DeSantis does get moved into the spot, now he's got a lieutenant governor down there in Florida, Jeanette Nunez, and this. Oh, hold on a sec here. Let me get this over here. Let's drink it. Okay, this is lieutenant governor for Florida. Now she's got a good background. Um, named speaker from 16 to 18. Began her health career. She was handling all aspects of hospital state affairs in 2006. She was promoted to vice president of government relations, overseeing local, state, and federal affairs. She has served on numerous boards and health care organizations. In 2010, Lieutenant Governor Nunez became Vice President of Community Affairs for Kendall Regional and Adventure American Hospitals and Medical Centers. Now, she's got a decent background. She's mostly medical. She is, I don't know, a lot of, like I said, this is just replacing DeSantis with her. Nobody knows what she's going to be doing. Nobody knows what she could do. And people know what, Ron DeSantis is all about. And they like his policies. They like him. He stands up to the big, federal government and looks out for his state. People like him. We don't know what Nunez would do if she actually became the governor. Nothing against her, but nobody knows her as far as what she would do. So, anyway, I'm going to show you this. This is a post that I came across on X from Chris Barron, okay? And he says exactly what I said. If you surrender on Gates, and so they came for Pete Hegseth. If you surrender on Hegseth, they will come for RFK next, and it will be someone else after RFK and someone after that. Stop this cycle now. Stand up for all of President Trump's nominees. I agree, 110%. You have to get these people pushed through, get them nominated, get them confirmed, and stop bowing to the left, because that's what it boils down to. You may not think that he's just completely bowing down, but if he replaces Hegseth with DeSantis when he's already gotten Gates replaced, which I don't mind that pick either. I think Bondi will do just fine. But like I said, if you continue to replace your picks with someone else, they're just going to keep coming after you, and you can't let them do that. You gotta stick with your picks and get them confirmed. You just got to do what you got to do. Anyway, so we'll move on to now President Biden. Now he has this should make everybody mad, because this guy just keeps throwing money away. Taxpayer money that we pay for, and he's just giving it away willy-nilly. Doesn't matter. He wants to allocate another $100 some odd million to Ukraine, and now he just offered $1 billion to Africa, when people in North Carolina and Florida are still trying to recover from Hurricane Helene. This is ridiculous. I feel bad for anybody that has to deal with natural disasters. I do. But when you've got people in America that are still suffering from aftermath from a hurricane, that your VP has went out and said, we're going to give $750 to these people, but you just allocated $1 billion to Africa, this is why people voted out the Democrats and put President Trump back in office, because he puts America first. Should we help these other countries? Absolutely. Not saying that we shouldn't, but you should put America first, especially when you've got people still dealing with the aftermath of Helene and having trouble. People are getting their kids taken away because they can't get any help, and they're still homeless. But take a look. This is insane. Look,
our relationship all across Africa. That's the right thing for the wealthiest nation in the world to do. And today, I'm announcing over $1 billion in new humanitarian support for Africans displaced from homes by historic droughts and food insecurity. We know African leaders and citizens are seeking more than just aid. You seek investment. So the United States is expanding our relationship all across Africa, from assistance to aid, to investment to trade, moving from patrons to partners, to help bridge the infrastructure gap. I was told, by the way, when I got elected, I could never get an infrastructure bill passed.
look, and I'm just going to show you this as a comparison to this is what this is this is still what North Carolina looks like. I mean, it's still devastated from Helene, and we're just allocating another $1 billion to Africa when that money could go to help people here in America. I mean, it's ridiculous, and it should make everybody furious because it makes me mad. It's insane. It's the same thing when the hurricane first hit, and then we gave another $4 billion to Ukraine or whatever it was. When Zelensky decided to come make a visit because he needed more money. Every time he comes in here, he leaves with more money. And it's ridiculous. You've got people suffering here in America, and we're just giving money away to foreign countries when that should be happening here in America instead of out there. Look, like I said, should we help these countries? Absolutely. I'm not against helping other countries that need help who have been hit with natural disasters. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is America should come first. And then if we have the means and ability to help other countries after that, then fine. But America needs to come first. That's why President Trump was voted back into the White House. Because crap like that, the American people are tired of. It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. And I'm glad that Speaker of the House had come out and said that they're not gonna be backing any more money to Ukraine. I'm so for that because there's already too much money that's been allocated to that, and it needs to stop. People in America are suffering, and they need to be put first over foreign countries. That's my 2 cents on it. You can disagree if you like, but that's what I think. Anyway, that's all I got for now. If you like what you saw, hey, hit that the subscribe, hit the follow, and I'll see y'all on the next one. God bless.